What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Seattle Mariners franchise as the first month of the season is finally over, as the Seattle Mariners are sitting at 12-16. It is the first month of the season, so it's nothing big to freak out about yet, as things change very quickly from month to month, especially at the beginning of the month. Now, I'm going to take you through individual stats, possible lineup changes, or rotation changes as we go through. Now, quickly as we look at the individual stats, as the Seattle Mariners, for the most part, certain aspects of the lineup have not been hitting well. Cano, Nelson Cruz have been on fire. Cano is leading the team with 323 average. His OPS is pretty high too, at a 914 OPS. He's also hit 5 ding-dongs and knocked in 15 with 3 stolen bases. Now, Dan Vogelback, he's at the very top on in average, on base, slugging, OPS. He's only had 23 at-bats, so his numbers are skewed as he hasn't had a lot of at-bats, and when Kyle Seager went down, he immediately filled in at first base, and Ron Healy bumped over to third base. Nelson Cruz, our power-hitting DH, has been on fire, along with Cano. Ichiro's been doing pretty well for as old as he is at 267. Ron Healy is down at 250 as he's looking to improve, but like I said, numbers are going to change. It's just the first month. Guys are going to do bad the first month. But back to Nelson Cruz, 11 homers, 22 RBIs, hitting 296, OPS of 1.026. Nelson Cruz has been on fire. The problem right now is we're just not getting guys on in front of him. I've tinkered with a couple of different lineup changes, and I'm going to show you one later on in the video that we're going to go with for this next month and see how it does. As D. Gordon was not doing well hitting leadoff, Gene Segura was not doing well hitting leadoff. Ichiro did okay for a little bit, but it's just the first month. It's hard to get a read on things just because numbers change real quickly. Taylor Motter, too, in 18 at-bats, has been getting on base. He's an option if, because we're going to be using Andrew Romine some, too, with Kyle Seager being out. He may be an option if he can continue to get on base. He may get more playing time instead of Romine, as Andrew is struggling to hit. And Mitch Haniger is another guy that needs to get it going. He's not doing the best so far, but I'm fairly sure the numbers are going to improve. It's just the first month. I'm not concerned with anything yet. And like I said in the introduction to this series, the team's in a weird spot to where it can go a number of ways. Now onto the pitching side, James Paxton is leading all pitchers as the big Canadian lefty has the highest WAR on the team at .8. He's also striking out a good bit, giving up the least amount of walks out of all starting pitchers, and he's given up the least amount of home runs as he's not even given up a homer per 9 innings. So James Paxton is having a solid season so far. Edwin Diaz, our closer, has been perfect in closing situations. He's 8 for 8 on the season, 1.13 ERA, striking out a ton of guys. As you can see, he's at 14.63 Ks per 9. He is doing really well, not walking a whole lot of guys either. Now, Area Miranda, I'm pretty sure I butchered his name. He has done okay since being inserted into the starting rotation. But the big concern here is King Felix. Felix Hernandez has not been great. He has a negative .5 WAR on the team. He's not getting as many strikeouts as I'd like. His ERA is really high. He's walking, in my opinion, too many guys, and he's giving up too many homers. And that's, like I said, the first month things are gonna change. Our relief pitcher here, James Pazos, pretty sure I butchered his name too. He has been awful. He's going to be the first guy, if a move is made in the bullpen, he's going to be the first guy that gets sent down. is Mike Morin has been on fire in AAA. We're going to get to that later, but he is one of the guys that will be one of the first downs. Mark Zipchinski has also been not great. He started the season off rough, but he has, towards the end of the season, or not the season, he started the season off rough, but towards the end of the month he has gotten better, striking out a ton, but just giving up too many walks. Outside of that, he's gotten a lot better. If he can just cut the walks down and keep on striking out guys, he should be good. Also, Juan Nicasio was moved out of the setup situation. MLB has this weird way of, if you have two setup guys, both one gets a bunch of innings, the other one doesn't. It's messed up. But Nicasio didn't need to be up in the setup role anyways, as he got rocked in that last outing against the White Sox. His ERA is up. He's striking out a lot of guys, but he's walking a lot of people, giving up too many homers. So we've moved him to middle relief, and if he can't get it done there, we may let him be one of the guys that comes in just for mop-up duty, along with Trevor Rosenthal, who is not having a great start to the season either, as everything is going wrong for him. Striking out a lot of guys, but not getting a lot of people out. So now we're about to flip over to some roster guys that will be the first group of guys that get called up pitching-wise, as Hisashi Iwakuma has been doing pretty good in AAA, coming off an injury. I wanted to make sure he was stretched out really well and could prove that he could still get it done. So if Mike Leake or Erasmo Ramirez or Ariel Miranda mess up, Iwakuma will be one of the first guys called up, or if an injury happens, Iwakuma will be up. Christian Bregman is also a possibility, as he has been doing really well in AAA with a 3.56 ERA. Solid numbers. He's also a possibility to be one of the, as both of them will have to be put on the 40-man, so roster spot will have to be cleared on the 40-man for him. So I'm trying to hold off as long as possible before calling any of them up and making sure it's per need. Like I said, David Phelps is still going to be out for a very lengthy amount of time, but Mike Morin, like I said, has been killing it. Over 10 and 2/3 innings, a .84 ERA, a .84 whip, 11 strikeouts to only 1 walk. He's been on fire, and he will be up soon, especially if the bullpen keeps on doing like it has been. Now on to the standings real quick. The Houston Astros are in first, as they have a 1.5 game lead over the Angels, and they have a 4-game lead over us for first, but it is only the first month, and this will change throughout the season. Now to the lineup changes I made. Robinson Cano is going to be batting leadoff for the time being. He has been getting on base. He's got a nice hitting streak going. It'll be Cano, followed by Ichiro, Nelson Cruz, Mitch Hagner got bumped up. Ryan Healy got bumped up. Mike Zunino's back, but he's not hitting. He's gotten bumped down to 6th. And when we go to lefties, it's the same thing, except D. Gordon's moves up to the number 2 hole, and Ichiro bumps down to the 8th hole. As you see, we also have a platoon going with Dan Vogelback and Andrew Roman. So, new episode should be up with our first game in the month of March. Hopefully by this weekend, worst case early next week. But I'm Fred Hunter Gaming. Make sure if you haven't already, leave a like, hit the sub button, turn on the notifications, and I'm out.